Hello. Let me just see what's happening if I am actually live. No. How are you? I am just getting set up here. I've just pulled a few cards. Um, so I'm just getting myself organized. Let me know if you're here. Appreciate I've come on at 11:30. You're probably at your work. However, it's only time that suited me today to pop on to say hi. So um I hope you're having a good Monday, whatever you're up to. If you catch this on a replay later on, maybe on your lunch break, give me a wee hashtag replay and let me know you're there. Obviously, if you're watching live now, give me a wee hello. Let me know that you are about, and hopefully, I'll be able to see your comments. Facebook's flaky sometimes, don't always get to see. But I just wanted to jump on and say hi. First of all, happy Monday. I also wanted to give big love and big thanks to everybody who took part in Heal last week, my 5-day free event. We had some gorgeous energy, some really beautiful insights and aha moments. Some people really just embraced taking the time for themselves. Um, and it seems to be a common theme with a lot of people that you can't find that time for yourself, that life gets so busy. Morning, Marina. That life gets so busy and you're trying so hard just to constantly, run on autopilot. And I think what happened last week during Heal was that it gave people an excuse, because I was there every day going, here's a meditation, here's a little task, here's something to think about. And then every night I was in live just chatting and, shooting the breeze with everybody, taking a bit of a deep dive to see about different things. And it was lovely to watch all the different comments and to see all the different um just the different vibes that were coming in as people were exploring, maybe for the first time. Hey, Jenny. Just literally uplifted your phone and I'm here. You can't escape me, Jenny. Jenny, I've just accepted you into the Soul Food Circle as well, my lovely. So hopefully you'll have got an email from me and an invite to join the Facebook group. So check that out, and I'll hopefully see you tonight for our guest expert who's coming in to talk about the fairy realms. So excited about that. Soul Food Circle is open, folks. So you can jump in. The link is there. Um, so no worries. Don't worry, Marina. The Heal group will be there for another couple or 2 or 3 weeks. I'll probably leave it there most of the month, to be honest, to give people time to catch up. As I say, it'll be at least for another 2 weeks anyway. It'll be there, if not three. Morning, Fiona. This is a good time. Normally I'm on at lunchtime and people don't catch me, so this is maybe a better time to come on. It's nice to see you all here. I'm just chatting. I've pulled some cards for the week ahead, but I wanted just to say thank you to everybody first who was taking part in Heal last week, and to let you know, if you haven't already seen it, that I have a 2-part masterclass this week called Frequency. Let me just drop the link to that into the chat so that it's there for anybody who wants it. That will be happening here live on Facebook, but if you want to catch the replays and stuff, if you grab the wee frequency link that I've just dropped into the comments there, you can get it there. Hey Summer, yeah, I'm pulling some cards at the moment, my darling. I've pulled 6 cards, so they're for everybody, and hopefully something in them will resonate with you. So yeah. So frequency's coming up this week. It's going to run. The first one will be on Tuesday at lunchtime, and then the second one was originally going to be on Thursday, but I have been invited to step into a roundtable, so I have to go and do that instead. And I will be running the second part on Friday at 1 o'clock. So there'll be 2 parts of the masterclass. It's all about energy, frequency, resonance. It's all the stuff that I love to talk about. And that's coming in this week for you. So grab that if you haven't already. And I'll see you then. What I would like to chat about today, though, is, as I say, thank you to everybody who was there last week during Heal. The group is still open. Catch up, take your time, whatever you need to. And Soul Food Circle is still open for one more week. This will be the last time it's open at this price point, and it's the last time that the bonuses will be available at the moment as well. The bonuses are different than the ones that were offered last week during Heal, but still some bonuses there for people who want to sign up either on monthly or annual membership. So check it out. The link's in the comments. So let me get to these cards. I pulled, first of all, I pulled just three regular tarot cards from my deck. And then I wanted to actually take it a little bit deeper, and I lifted then my Archangel Tarot deck as well. And I pulled three with the intention of getting a deeper message for each of the three I've pulled. And it's very interesting what's come out, because out of the 6 cards that have come out, we have got 4 major arcana cards. So that's 4 big, massive soul level event cards coming out this week. So this is an important time. We've stepped into the month of September. So this month is all about consolidating all the lessons we've learned so far this year, about harnessing all that, bringing it together. And funnily enough, just in the last 24 hours, Mercury, we're halfway through the Mercury retrograde. So things are starting to lift. Venus has just moved direct. And then now we have Jupiter moving retrograde, which has given us a bit of an overhaul of our attitude to abundance and our attitude to how we resource and how we finance our lives and how we look after that. And interestingly enough, the first card that came up today then was the 4 of Pentacles. So this wee card, as you can see here, this card is all about kind of, you can see he's holding on tight. He's holding on tight to these coins. He's looking a little bit fearful. He's looking a little bit stressed. And this card always kind of reminds me of, let me just see if I can put a better light on here and get a bit more light. The way the sun's shining in the window, it's very difficult to see. So maybe if I get an extra little bit of light on the situation, you might be able to see it better. Maybe hopefully that's slightly better for you. This wee guy, he always reminds me of, do you know when you start thinking to yourself, oh goodness, I don't have enough. And then all of a sudden, the washing machine needs fixed. The kids need new school shoes. The kids are just back to school as well. So, like, if it's anything like whenever my kids were at school, it was constantly, the month of September was just a constant, please give the school money 24/7. It seemed to be they constantly asking for it. So this card kind of reminds me of that vibe of, oh goodness, and holding on tight. Now, it can be money, it can be energy, it can be resources, it can be anything at all. Pentacles is typically about money. But interestingly, because Jupiter has moved retrograde in the last 24 hours, we are having an overhaul, cosmic overhaul of where we see abundance in life and where we see, how we look at that. Because there's a tendency to have a fear. There's a tendency to do the whole, like, I must hold on really tight to this and I mustn't, I must save and I mustn't spend anything and I must hold back. And what that actually does is send that energy of lack out into the universe. It sends a ripple of fear and it sends a ripple of, I don't have enough. And when you think like that and when you operate from that, then the universe gives you more reasons to not have enough. As I say, all of a sudden maybe the car breaks down, the washing machine breaks down, an unexpected bill comes in. And before you know it, you actually you've kind of stemmed the flow of the money. And I pulled another card, and as I said, I pulled the Archangel cards Archangel Tarot cards to have a look here. And this is the Star. And the Star is the card of hope. And, it's about dreams coming true and about believing in yourself and the end of a difficult situation. So for me, what I'm really seeing with these cards is that it's very much about, you're moving towards a different time in your life. You're moving towards a place where if you can just adjust your mindset and step out of the fear of lack and the fear of not having enough and step into a place where you see the abundance, you see the love, you see the magic in the universe, you see the magic in yourself, then that shifts the energy. So I'll come back to these ones in a wee minute, but I just wanted to touch on that because the 3 cards that have come up from the tarot were very interesting this morning. So this I think is like a cautionary tale. This is a cautionary tale of just bear in mind that if you focus on lack and if you focus on the fear and if you look at things to be frightened of, then that's all you see. Okay, whereas if we can shift ourselves out of that. Now, this is not about toxic positivity. This is not about going, yeah, it's all great whenever you haven't got a pot to piss in. It's not about that. It's about acknowledging and looking and going, okay, where do I need to cut my cloth to suit? Where do I need to sort of, look at where I'm placing my money and my time and my energy and my resources, and do I need to make changes? But it's about stepping out of the need to fear it, okay? Because we've got then the karma card has come up. So this is a major arcana card, normally called judgment. And in my deck, it's called karma. This is the tarot of the old path. It's a Wiccan deck. And this particular card has come up today. And again, I think it's very, very apt in that we've got this whole retrograde motion of Jupiter. And Jupiter's the planet of luck and abundance and expansion. And when Jupiter moves retrograde, it asks us to reevaluate our thoughts about that. It asks us to dive deep and to see what's going on, where we, how we make our luck, how we approach life. And the karma card is kind of about that. It's about cycles. It's about stepping into your soul purpose, stepping into your life purpose, and actually, what are you here to do? What is it that makes your soul sing? What is it? What energy are you putting out into the world? Because then that's what comes back to you. It's like a constant give and take, birth, death, rebirth, cycles of life. As one door closes, another one opens. As as you step through different aspects of your life, things resonate, things land in a different way. Okay, so there's all that sort of vibe in there, in that, as you start to reevaluate sort of, your mindset, and you step out of the lack mindset and the fear mindset, and you start to step into a more spiritual sort of open, let me look at the patterns here. What's coming round again and again and again and again for me? What lessons do I need to learn here? What is being shown to me? And this card very much, it depicts the birth, death, rebirth cycles. Do you know what I mean? So as this wee guy dies on the battlefield, his soul goes up, moves all around here, and then comes back down and is reborn. So it's like this sort of, is there stuff going on that's repeating? Is there a karmic loop going on? Is there a pattern that's happening over and over again? Is there something that we maybe need to address? Do we need to do some ancestral healing? Do you need to look at some past life healing? Do you need to maybe take a little, look inside at what's going on? Because sometimes when we look outside of ourselves for the answers, we don't get them. They're always in here. But I think following on from this card of this sort of fear of lack and this fear of, of holding on too tight, and this is common. Okay, there's lots going on in the world at the minute that causes us, if you turn on the TV, it's nothing but fear and doom and scaremongering a lot of the times. But there is obviously a lot of hardship in the world. We've got climate change going on, we've got the wars going on, we've got everything that's kind of happening, and it is costing people more money to just buy the necessities in life. So this is natural for us to feel that sort of need to pull back a little bit. The karma card is asking us to trust in the cycles, and it's kind of like, money's just an energy like anything else. It flows. If we hold on too tight to it, we stem that flow. So we've got to let it actually follow through and go through its cycles, go through the ways that it moves, in order to see that bigger picture. And as I say, I've pulled other cards here to go with it. And we've got the High Priestess backing up this one. And the High Priestess card, again, very much about sort of reflection and meditation, being at peace in yourself, but trusting on what you're getting coming in, because that is part of your life purpose. It's time now to actually maybe step up and to do what it is you've come here to do. So if this sort of stuff speaks to you, that maybe it's time to dive a bit deeper into it. Because interestingly, then what came up as the third card today was the Seven of Swords. Now, this card gets a bit of a bad rep, and people sometimes see it as a bit of deceit or trickery or manipulation. I don't see it that way. I see this card very much as you leaving behind. See here, these swords are being left behind. These are old beliefs and old patterns and old thoughts and old stuff that you don't need anymore, that you're setting down, and that you're lifting the things that are useful to you. So the swords represent thoughts, they represent your mindset, they represent your beliefs. And for me, I see that he's lifting these swords and he's taking what ones that actually benefit him. He's saying, "Do you know what, I'm going to take these because these are the ones I want to carry forward. And I'm going to leave these ones behind, and I don't give a shit what people think." And it's a card about maybe shocking people and going your own way. A card of actually stepping forward and going, "Do you know what, I'm not going to operate like that anymore, because I have to move forward and do it my way." And interestingly enough, then the card that came up was as the backup card to this was the Chariot. which is a card very much about determination, self-control, moving forward, whether that's in your career, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's about acknowledging your success and patting yourself on the back for a job well done, but also maybe doing things that, maybe other people don't understand. And that feeds back into this karma card that sometimes we have to do things. Sometimes we have to, in order to progress on our life journey and do the things that is on the path that we have chosen for our soul contract, for the things that feed our soul, the things that make us tick, the things that actually make getting out of bed in the morning worthwhile for us, and actually, that we can then be of service to other people as a result. We have to sometimes do things, we have to sometimes set down old patterns of behavior, old belief systems, and move forward in a way that actually works for us. So I think these three cards in particular, so, the Karma card, this Four of Pentacles card, and the Seven of Swords card, these three that came out together, these three, I think, are really saying, do you know what? It's time to step away from the fear and lack mindset and start to look around you at where there's abundance. The easiest way to step out of this is to take an actual honest look at where you're at. So if you need to sit down and do a budget, then do one. If you need to sit down and look at where you're spending, then do that. If you need to actually sort of look at what your mindset's like about your what money scripts are running in your head, what stuff's going on there, whether you maybe need to look at where you're spending your time. Maybe it's nothing to do with money, maybe it's your energy, your own physical energy. Are you depleted? Are you tired? Are you drained? Are you giving of yourself all the time? Do you need to hold back? Okay. This card also is a little bit of a card of separation, and it reminds me that you're kind of like pulling yourself away. So perhaps it's time to not do that, to actually step out of isolating yourself, to really look at all the cycles in life and to see what is actually on your path, and to notice where maybe there's been a repeating pattern. Okay, maybe where there's a bigger soul lesson to be learned here. Is there something going on that, is there a past life thing? Did you maybe take a vow in a past life of, of poverty, and are you struggling to have enough this time round? Did you take a vow in the last life of, you know, loving someone forever, and now you find that you're constantly attracting that same type of person this time around? There's lots of different things that energetically we attract, and that on our soul contract, as we go through our different lifetimes and our different experiences in this earth walk, there's different things that come up for us. So what perhaps is there? That card also reminds me as well about having the balance. You can see there's like scales here, and then there's also the angels and the guides above it as well. So it's again a card about recognizing that you are a soul in a human form. So you're having this earthly human experience you're still a soul. That's that 5D awareness, that raising up that we are souls having this earthly experience. And when we start to step out and look at it from that point of view, we realize there is infinite abundance at our disposal, because it's all in here. We just have to tap into it and believe. And that might mean leaving down some old limiting beliefs that we don't have anymore, that we don't need anymore, and taking what we do want to believe and going forward with it, even if other people don't understand. Because it's not about other people, it's about you. So as I said, I decided to lift then three other cards. And what I did with these cards was I just let whatever cards wanted to jump out, come out. And I lifted them from the Archangel Tarot cards, because they're gorgeous. So they're still tarot, but they are more angelic in nature. And what was really interesting for me was that the three cards that jumped out were three major arcana cards. So it's telling me that this is a massive message and people need to hear that it's time for them to step into their spirituality, because we got the Star, we got the High Priestess, and then we got the Chariot. I was relating these back deliberately to the cards that we pulled. So for me, the Four of Pentacles then was being represented by the Star, and the Star was saying, the difficult times are at an end now. You don't have to hold on so tight. It's a time for change. It's time for you to believe in yourself and look for the beauty and the abundance. Now, the Star is a very spiritual card. This card has come up a couple of times, not this particular one, but the Star itself in the tarot has come up a couple of times for people last week during Heal, and it was very much about, it came up last night for somebody in the group, and we were talking about, tapping into your spirituality, maybe looking up to the stars, maybe astrology, maybe, getting in touch with cosmic energy. If you don't already, maybe follow Elizabeth Peru. She has some fantastic information in there about cosmic energy. And, but in this particular deck, it's very much again about the balance between being practical and your emotions, and about noticing where your emotions, where there's an emotional attachment to something maybe that's causing you to have a fear of lack or abundance, or a lack of abundance being there. Whereas the stars, like, do you know what? Look up all the gorgeous, you maybe can't see it very well in the camera, but there's gorgeous, colourful chakras here, chakra stars. There's the big, massive soul star. We've got the gorgeous halo, Archangel Jophiel, angel of beauty, recognizing the beauty and abundance everywhere. So it's a reminder to look for the abundance and to look for the beauty and to look at your spirituality and to look up to the stars and remember that there's such a bigger picture out there. Don't get bogged down. So allow yourself to pull out and see the bigger picture. The High Priestess then is tying in with this karma card, and she's saying to you, this is Archangel Haniel, angel of grace, really, and powerful psychic insights here. Reflection, meditation will provide that valuable information. Be at peace. So this is a card that's asking you maybe to take some time to actually reflect. What is it you do want? What does feed your soul? What actually, what helps you step into being who you came here to be? How do you want to lead your life? You don't have to give your power away to other people all the time, but it is useful to really know who you are inside. And sometimes we need a wee bit of help to find that. Sometimes we need to tap into different tools and techniques. And that's what we were doing last week in Heal. We were tapping into holding space. We were touching into energy and Reiki. We were looking at the cards. We were looking at journey into future versions of ourselves and doing all that sort of stuff. All the things we do inside the soul food circle. So this High Priestess card is very much about asking you to step into your spirituality and stepping into who you came here to be, and maybe getting back into your meditation practice. I know that that really helped last week for a lot of people to get back to their personal spiritual practice, whether that was pulling a card in the morning, whether it was sitting for 5 minutes while they were drinking their coffee, just setting positive intentions for the day, whatever it may be, or whether it was getting back into full meditation and Reiki self-healing practice. So whatever that is, it's definitely worth doing for you. Because the card then that came up to back up our lovely Seven of Swords, which is telling you to leave the stuff behind that doesn't suit you anymore and take what's yours and move forward. And then we get the Chariot. So if we needed an actual full confirmation that moving forward and doing what's right for you is needed, we couldn't get better than this one. This one, Archangel Metatron, keeper of the Merkaba cube and all that sort of gorgeous sacred geometry. Very powerful archangel. Determination, self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success for others. But more than that, this card is about self-mastery. This card is about mastering your emotions. It's about moving forward, knowing with full grace exactly that you can, trusting yourself that you know how to move forward, even if you can't see all the steps. You don't have to know the end destination. You just need to know what the next step is. And the Chariot will move forward. And as you move forward, another step, then it builds momentum. And before you know it, then you are pushing forward, advancing with what it is. So perhaps you just need to take that next step. So for you, maybe what is that next step? Only you know that answer. Maybe that next step is tapping into leaning into your spiritual practice. Maybe it is actually allowing yourself to be recognized for your efforts so far and give yourself a really well-deserved pat in the back. Maybe it's moving forward in your career and going for that promotion that you want to go for. Maybe it's stepping into your own business. Maybe you've always wanted to run your own business. Maybe it's time to look into that. So there's loads and loads of different things you can take from this, but the long and the short of it, I think this week, the message is very much, it's about looking at the cycles of your life, looking at where you're maybe holding back, looking at maybe the emotional ties to that and where you can set those things down to move forward with purpose, so that you can step into being the leader of your own life and being who you really came here to be. If you followed me for any length of time, you know I always say it's time to get into the driving seat of your life and not be someone else's passenger. And I think very much it's time that you drove the chariot rather than being dragged along behind it. Let me know if any of those spoke to you, if those cards made sense to you. As I said to you earlier on, I will be talking later this week about frequency and about energy. I'll be doing that on Tuesday and Friday this week. If you got an email from me originally saying it was Tuesday and Thursday, I've had to change the Thursday date. So it will be running on Tuesday and Friday, but that's no drama. It'll be here live on Facebook. You're welcome, Sinead. Let me know if the cards spoke to you at all. Those of you who are maybe business owners and who are maybe looking to try and find a wee bit of extra flow in your life, the very wonderful Hannah Walker, one of my sales mentors, is running a free 5-day challenge. And I'm just going to drop the link in there for you. It's called Flow. And it'll definitely help you find ways of bringing flow and abundance into your business if you run your own business. So check that out. And I would urge you to sign up for that one if you are a business owner or you're looking at starting your own business. It do you no harm to have those client journeys mapped out, because it does certainly help. Hannah's wonderful. You'll love her. But let me know in the comments if you caught this live or if you're catching the replay, if the cards spoke to you, and what you believe your soul purpose is and what you're here to do. Sinead says it did, because it was exactly what was going through your head at the weekend. I love it. Marina, they all resonated with you. I love that. That's good. That's good. As I say, sometimes when I pull the cards and I sort of go, oh, because when I first lifted them and I saw the 4 of Pentacles, I was like, oh. And then I got the Karma card and I was like, all right. And then I saw the 7 of Swords and I thought, oh, this is a wee tough reading this morning. And the more I sat with it, the more I thought, no, there's more to this. And then I was sitting listening to Elizabeth Peru talking about the September energy forecasts, and I was like, you know, actually, yeah, that makes sense now with Mercury sort of moving. It's halfway through its retrograde, and things are starting to lighten up. Venus has moved direct, so we're no longer like looking at all the sort of the self love and the self. You know, we're now implementing that, whereas then, you know, with Jupiter now moving retrograde, we're having a whole reevaluation of our thoughts about, you know, abundance and where it all fits into our lives and where we make our luck and how we can step into the power and actually stand in our own power as we consolidate everything we've learned over the last little while. So then the cards all made sense. And when I pulled the Archangel Tarot cards, it really, really was. Yes, Sinead, your reading, your soul reflections reading tonight with Niobe Weaver will be fabulous. It was a great prize to have won. And I can't wait to hear how that goes. So yeah, it'll be 6 o'clock for you, but it'll be the morning time for her in the States as she delivers that for you. So it'll be lovely. Niobe's got gorgeous energy. So yeah, just take your time and go through it with her and see what she says. I'll be interested to see how that goes. She was in Soul Food Circle a while back as one of our guest experts. She did she was explaining to us how to clear our, you know, use our voices to heal with the sound of our voice. It was very, very good. And very, very useful to speak to her. It was very interesting. So yeah, looking forward to Soul Food Circle tonight for those who are in it. We've got Betsy Neiman's coming in, who's going to talk about the Fae realms. So there's still time to get your applications in, folks. Um, the doors are going to stay open for one more week. One more week, and this is the last time I have it at this price point. So you're more than welcome. I would love to see if any of you can step in. You're more than welcome to do so. The link to do that is in the chat. But you can certainly check it out. But the cards hopefully have made sense for some of you this week. If you're watching on the replay later, leave me a wee hashtag replay and let me know what you think and what they said to you. And as I say, maybe just reevaluate your relationship, particularly that 4 of Pentacles. I'm feeling that energy around a lot of people where they're worrying about money. They're fearful of not having enough, and what it does, it just kind of attracts more reasons for you not to. And I've been there many times myself. Yeah, no worries, Sinead. Totally get that, and there's no drama. As I said during Heal last week, I never want anybody to put themselves in any diffs financially for it. What this card's sort of saying, it's not just about that. It's about where are you putting your energy, where are you putting your time. You know, so I think sometimes what we do is we get very fearful and we pull ourselves in. So definitely have a look at cycles in life. Have a look at where you can leave stuff behind and take what's yours, and never worry what other people think, because this is your journey. It's your karma. It's what you're building up for yourself. And as I say, really interesting cards coming through today. I'm going to jump off now. I've been on for half an hour, bending your ears. I'm sure you've all heard enough of me. I'll be back tomorrow 1 o'clock here tomorrow to do the first part of frequency. If you haven't already signed up for frequency, please do. It's completely free. And it is just me waxing lyrical about energy and how we can make that work for us, and how your energy and your frequency will impact your life, and how you can shape your reality. So I've dropped the link for that in. Feel free to join that, folks. I'll be here live 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I'll be back then on Friday at 1 to do the second part. So all good, and I'll speak to you all soon. Glad you enjoyed it, Marina. Thanks for being here, folks. And as I say, enjoy the rest of your Monday and have a great week ahead. Speak to you soon.